Okay, Shroudweaver Warcell today. It is 200 points plus models. You require one Necron Lord, designated the Harbinger of Night, 3+ warrior squads, any size, and 3+ immortal squads, any size. And you can have up to 3 monoliths in the formation. They're not required, but you can have up to 3 in the formation. I think it's quite nice to have them, because you can then also add the other formation rules to them to basically mix and match the formations. It's quite nice to do. Okay. Strike force rules apply, so must enter within 6 inches of another formation, or coming in from reserves must enter within 6 inches of the point entered by another unit from the formation, which is common sense and mandatory by now for most formations, if not all of them. Unnatural darkness. Enemies wishing to shoot at models belonging to the Shroudweaver Warcell that are within 12 inches of the Harbinger of Night must do so as if the night fighting rules were in effect. So that's the enemy has to be within 12 inches of the Harbinger of Night before that takes effect. Yeah, it's achievable, and it's quite good. Next is Onset of Terror, which I think is quite good. At the start of the Shroudweaver Warcell's shooting phase, all enemies units within 12 inches of the Harbinger of Night must immediately take a leadership test, as if they had suffered 25% casualties with a -1 modifier to their leadership. This is quite nice. It means that if you have a pretty much low leadership enemy, then you can make them run, which is quite good. Also, Out of Darkness, your side gets the ambush strategic asset, which is quite nice because it lets you choose one unit that came in from reserve. That can be used over and over. So it's revealed at the end of an enemy movement phase. Choose one unit that came in from reserve that turn. Each model in that unit takes a sniper hit at AP 3, so it wounds on a 4+, and it's pinning. And any vehicles are hit on the rear armour, which is nice. And it also automatically hits any units which came in through flank march. So that's quite good. So any and all units which came in through flank march, and up to one which didn't. So that's very good. Now, I think this is rather awesome. It's a bit more tactical than it is more kill power. So I'd say this is probably the second best after the the Stormcaller Warcell. That's probably my favourite. This one comes close second. You don't need too many models. Most Necron players should have at least 30 warriors, especially for Apocalypse. So 3 squads of warriors. As I said earlier, you can easily mock up some immortals by doubling up the barrels on your warriors from a box set or 2. And so it's easy to get. And +3 monoliths is really nice, because you can then actually designate one as a Doomsday Monolith, have the Doomsday Monolith Phalanx formation. You can also have the Monolith Phalanx formation, which is the one with the nodal grid and stuff. So that's quite nice. And then you can... So if you do that, or at least the Monolith Phalanx one, then you can deep strike all 3 monoliths, and then have the rest of the units all come in through the portals, so that they're all within the nodal grid, and then anything that comes near to them has to both get through the nodal grid and be affected by the unnatural darkness, which is awesome. So the Onset of Terror is basically another shooting attack for the Harbinger of Night, so that it doesn't require line of sight or stuff, but it's a 12-inch range, and all enemy units within range have to take a leadership test at 25% casualties at -1 to their leadership. So that's quite good. I quite like this. You get a few people, nice size of warriors. You get a few immortals. You get a lord, and you can have up to 3 monoliths. And it's not too expensive. It's a nice cheap option for Apocalypse, and has some decent rules. Although I would like the Unnatural Darkness range to be a bit better. Maybe a bit of a... Well, the range on the Onset of Terror is not too bad. And the Ambush Strategic Asset is nice. I'd like it to be, with the Unnatural Darkness, I'd like it if it was affecting all your units, so anything wanting to shoot at your units, well, they're within 12 inches of the Lord. The opponent has to count for the night fighting, but at the moment it's just if the enemy's within 12 inches of the Lord. Which, if they are, then whether they can see to shoot you is the least of your worries. They shouldn't be that close, although if they do get that close, then this sets in. So it's kind of covering all its bases. You've got a 24-inch range on the 15 or more, if you have them, immortals, and 2 shots from each of them. And if you do get within 12-inch range, that's rapid-fire range for all of your warriors, which is, at rapid-fire range, at least 60 shots, which is quite good. I mean, strength 4, AP 5, but 60 shots. Now, that's going to pretty much blast away anything. And when it doesn't blast away, the immortals can, because they're strength 5, AP 4. So they're killing a bit more and a bit more easily. So, yeah, that's quite good. How much time have I got left? I'm fine. Okay. Now, I can't remember if I said in my last video or not, but I will be redoing all the original codex entries for the Necrons, because I look back at them now and think, oh god, how crap was I? And I think I could have done them a lot better. So yeah, apart from the Catan, I think I'm going to be redoing all the old codex entries. So once I've got a new one ready, I shall take the old one down and stick it up. I won't be taking them all down at once. I'm just going to slowly replace them one by one. I'm going to have to check back and see them. So overall, Shroudweaver Warcell is quite good. You got a good range on your guns, and if the enemy gets too close, then they start getting affected by the night fighting rules, and they can all be affected by the Onset of Terror. So, yeah. Plus, Ambush asset is really nice. You get it automatically with this formation without having to have it as one of your choices for an asset, if you do that. So yeah, it's really nice. I quite like this. I would only say that possibly the monoliths... Actually, no, the monoliths are fine. Possibly you might need something else to it. I don't know what. But, I don't know. That's about it for this time. I shall see you next time, probably. See you then. Bye-bye for now.